Hello, fabulous ladies, and welcome to another episode of She Happy Lady with your host and your happiness life coach, Lucy Rodriguez. Today, I want to talk to you about having the right attitude. Having the right attitude. Did you know that investigations assume that a set of point of happiness is wired into our brains at birth? Think about that. So it explains why babies are always happy. If you go Google Dada, whatever, you know, you play a little game, the babies are always happy, they're always laughing at little simple things, and they exuberate joy and happiness. Okay, so I do believe that that assumption is true. There was a nurse one time that she used to just be a regular nurse, but she came across a opportunity to be in business. So she grabbed that opportunity and she became very wealthy. But she realized that all that new wealth for her did not bring her any more happiness than when she was just a regular nurse attending to her patients. She did not feel satisfied. Um, if in life we have highs and lows, and we have different circumstances, and depending on those, we feel happy at times. In our times, we feel low. We feel depressed. We feel sad when negative things comes our way. So to help you understand this, think of like a roller coaster. A roller coaster, when you go in the pod, you start at a certain level, okay? And then when the pod goes up and down, the highs and the lows, the peaks and the valleys, then it reverts back to the original state. So that original state, it's just a regular level. Okay, so we all have a level of happiness built in us, and it's called the baseline level of happiness. So depending on whatever happens, sometimes we're high, sometimes we're low, we always revert back to the base level. But we sometimes get a little bit happier than usual. And of course, we're going to feel sad at times, and both wear off. Super happiness, like a high peak of happiness because of a wonderful event that happened in your life. You're going to get so excited. Oh, I'm so happy. But then it just wears off. Same thing. If you're going through a low time and you're sad about something and depressed, with time you heal, and then you revert back to the baseline of happiness. To be honest, everyone rather be happy all the time. But in reality, no one can be on a happy high note continuously and all the time, because we are giving emotions for reasons. We cannot be stuck in only one, because it would be impossible. We will be like robots, and we will not be able to process life events. If something makes you sad, you have to feel sadness and process that emotion in order to cope with it. And the emotions helps you, like for example, when you're sad, what you do, you cry. So by crying, you are processing that event, and you are healing yourself, and you are taking that emotion, because emotions are energy, and we're humans, and we have to have emotions for reasons. For example, the emotion of fear, it's for protection. If you feel fear something, let's say you see a lion coming at you, sorry, you're gonna feel fear, and you need to just go running to save your life. Your adrenaline just pumps up in your body, and you have to protect yourself. So imagine that if a lion comes to you and you're like, ha, 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 you're so happy, you're gonna get devoured by that lion. All right. So our emotions help us cope and process life. But in the circumstances that are difficult, we can learn to stay afloat better and happier when those inevitable life events head our way. And it's through something as simple as and outlook and the perception. It is how we see the situation and also how happy you are with what you already have. So when you shift your perspective on things, on the things that happen to you that bring you to low times, when you shift the perspective on how a situation can be worse than it already is, do you know that you can increase your sense of happiness and satisfaction? You're actually able to feel better if you change your perspective, if you have the right attitude. For example, let's say you have a car and it runs out of gasoline and you're in this highway somewhere in Arizona. So the closest gas station is going to be a mile away. It's a lonely road. Thank God you have your gas tank, and you have to walk 1 mile under a scorching sun of Arizona in order to get some gasoline and then walk back to your car. So there's two ways you can see this. You can be upset, maybe downcasted that you have to walk that mile under that scorching sun, okay, and feel miserable. Or you can have a different outlook of the situation and a different perspective by thinking these thoughts. You can think. You can think this instead. Thank God, I am grateful that I have legs to walk this mile, 1 mile that way and then come back another mile. I have legs to do it, and I am on my way to solving my situation. Like this, you're going to start feeling better. You are going to start feeling more happy. You are going to feel more satisfied that you have the ability to solve that situation instead of complaining. Situations, they're not going to change, but it's your job to have a different outlook or to look at it in a different perspective by thinking that it might be worse. Okay, like for example, the car, you only have $1 in your wallet and you cannot solve it. That would be sad. All right, but you can solve the problem. You have the money, you have the gas tank, and you have the legs to go get some more gasoline and then come back and refill your gasoline tank and be on your way. So it's a perspective. So the state of your mind is key, and the right mental attitude is key. And whenever you're feeling, high or low, you have the capability of going back to your base level happiness. So if you're going through hard times right now, I want you to have hope by telling you to have the right outlook, the right mental attitude, to think that it could be worse, and you will revert back to that base level of happiness. You don't need to be sad all the time. You're not going to get stuck there. This too shall pass. It's a quote. So I hope this message helps you, and support me by sharing this with all your friends, and tell your friends to share it with all of their friends, and so on and so on. Okay? And till next time. Bye.